Alright, it's Jelly here. I got a battle here with Porygon Z. This is pretty funny because he was talking a lot of shit before the match, so I just thought I'd give him the match to see how fun this lands up to be. So I lead off with my Celebi, and I actually thought he was going to go for Stealth Rock, but this one has Eruption, so I just wasted my Celebi right off the bat. But I do know he's stuck on Eruption now, so that's a pretty good thing, I guess. So I bring out my Kingdra, hoping to set up and do some damage to something, because I know I'm not going to be able to kill everything. But doing some damage to some things would be pretty cool. So he brings out a Jirachi, and I'm like, alright, this is going to be okay for me. So he sets up a Calm Mind, so I know he's faster than me now, so I'm figuring he's not really bulky. And I just Dragon Dance, and then I Waterfall to see how much it do, and it does less than half, which is pretty weird. Apparently he's probably max health, max speed with that kind of thing, or something, some kind of bulk if you live with that much health. But I go for a second Waterfall because I figure I'll live the Thunderbolt and then I'll just kill him next turn. But he gets a crit on the Thunderbolt, which is really bad because I'm down 4-6 I think right now. Yeah, 4-6. Pretty bad for me. So I bring out my own Jirachi and I'm like, sure, let's just do this. And I Fire Punch the Jirachi and get rid of it, which is great because that Jirachi would have been annoying later. So he brings back out the Heatran. I should have seen this coming, and I go into my Gastrodon, which I haven't used in forever, and I feel really bad because I've been neglecting this thing, and it's gotten me so many wins, and it was really, really important in this battle. So you know, I have to bring it back and do something good with it. So he brings out this Gyarados, and I actually predicted the switch because I'm cool like that, and I go for Ice Beam. I was expecting some other dragon, but I get Gyarados, which is pretty cool, I guess. So he sets up a Dragon Dance, and I'm figuring it might be Waterfall and Stone Edge kind of thing. So I switch into Breloom, who will take each one of them pretty well after a Dragon Dance, and I don't know how, but after a Dragon Dance, I'm still faster than this thing, which is just retarded. And then he uses Avalanche, and yeah, why the hell does your Gyarados have Avalanche if it has Dragon Dance? That's just not something I really get. So Gyarados is gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna set up a substitute, and he's gonna get a whole bunch of first turn wake ups, and he's just gonna use Avalanche, and that's pretty gay. And he actually called me a noob for using Spore, which is pretty dumb because it's actually the smart move to do. So it's whatever. So I go for the Spore again, and I'm like, let's see if this works this time. And it does work, so I keep him asleep, and now I'm just going to try to C-Bomb because I don't know what his item is. It's probably Life Orb or something like that because it doesn't have leftovers, which I think it should if it's leftovers, and it's kind of bulky if it can't outspeed my damn Breloom, and it has Avalanche. I'm guessing bulky would be correct, so why doesn't it have leftovers? I don't know. But Breloom gets the easy kill after stays asleep finally, and I'm looking in pretty good position to catch up here. And he brings back out the Heatran, which is weird because this Heatran would have probably beaten me actually, because I really didn't have too much left to fight it with. But he sends it back in, and I'll be glad to just punch the crap out of it and just get rid of it because I do not want to see this thing no more. So alright, so I get rid of it, and I'm like, yeah, this Breloom did its job so far. So he brings out his Electivire, which I'm like, okay, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. So I switch out to my Speedy because I know it could take an Ice Punch really well, and it could take a Flamethrower really well. So either one of those things would have been pretty easy to take. It goes for a Cross Chop, and just my Gastrodon is just a beast. So he takes it like a champ, and I recover it off. And yeah, that's just gonna scare it away because Gastrodon's a bully like that. So he switches out and he goes into his Porygon Z, which I expect him to have a Porygon Z, named Porygon Z. And I use Earthquake, and this Earthquake does absolute jack shit to this Porygon Z, so I don't know what kind of Porygon Z it is. And it doesn't have leftovers, so I'm thinking Scarf. So I'm using my Crobat as death fodder, because I know it's going to die to whatever he uses. And he lands up using Psychic, which I guess was lucky on him. But whatever, I didn't care. I expected him to die anyway. So I come back in with my with Irachi, and I just keep getting the flinch, and this is pretty funny because he gets annoyed at the fact that he's flinching. So he brings back in the Electivire, which he should have done at the beginning, and I just hit him with the Iron Head, does jack shit. So I switch out and go right back into my Gastrodon, because this Gastrodon completely walls him in every possible way. He can't hit him for any kind of damage that's worth hitting him for, and with recover, he's not going to do much. So every time I switch in, he's going to have to switch out. So he brings in his Blastoise, which, if anyone knows me, Blastoise and Gastrodon, my two favorite Pokemon in the game. So I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good battle. It's pretty good to see this. I like it. And then his Blastoise just randomly has Hydro Cannon. I don't know why, but it does, and it's shiny. I don't know. So he uses a Hydro Cannon. I'm like, okay, and I get a Toxic off on him, so I automatically know this thing's just gonna die to a lot of toxic damage. So I go for the recover while he gets to recharge, because I figure I have to get back to good enough health so I can continue walling that Electivire for later, and so that I could take a hit from that Porygon Z as well. So at this point, I'm basically setting up for my Gastrodon to end this game and just completely kill everything on his team, which is exactly why it was important for me to keep this thing alive. So I go for the Earthquake, and it doesn't do much on this Blastoise, but I see it dwindling away with poison, which is pretty funny. And then he thinks he has me at low enough health. Actually, he told me he had me at low enough health to kill me with Hydro Cannon, but that's not the case because Gastrodon is a beast. And I use recover, and that's just hilarious because now he has to recharge, and before he could hit me again, he's just gonna die from poison. So it makes no sense for me to use an attack, so I just go for a recover, get back to full health for whatever he brings in next, which will probably be the Porygon Z. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is the Porygon Z that comes on next. So the turtle dies, and it kind of hurt me inside to kill the Blastoise, but it has to be done. So his Porygon Z with absolutely no health comes back in to the game and uses Psychic. I don't know why. I guess he was really trying to hit the Breloom or something, but whatever. So he uses Psychic, and I just use Toxic to be an asshole, and Toxic kills him, which is hilarious. So now my Gastrodon is just owning, and all he has left to do is get rid of this Electivire, which will do absolutely nothing to Gastrodon, which is pretty cool. So he goes for the Cross Chop, and yeah, Gastrodon takes that very nicely. And I just use the Earthquake, and it's not going to kill him, but it's going to take him to the damage that anything else I have on my team will kill him with a single hit. So that's pretty fine. That's fine by me. I'm good with that. And then he goes for another Cross Chop, and that just misses, just to add, insult to injury. But I guess, Gastrodon did a backflip out the way or something because he just got it away. So I win. Alright, so holla at me.